Okay. What I think after a 500-day streak of Duolingo. Well, Duolingo I think is a great program. I really don't have any complaints. It's very good for getting those marginal gains, and it kind of gamifies things in a way. It promotes you doing it every day, and I think that's a big key in order to become fluent in any language, or get towards fluency. All right. Do I think doing only Duolingo is gonna make you fluent? I don't think so. I think it could after a couple years, but I think there's things you can do to fast track yourself. One of the things I think is it doesn't focus as much on audio and listening. Well, you do get a good grasp of that, because I know a hell of a lot more Romanian than when I started. I studied a vast array of a bunch of different languages. I do this for enrichment. I'm not really, I'm not a linguist. I'm just a person that, likes to learn. And I've read some studies that this is actually good for your brain. And it's, nothing like learning a new language will work your brain in a way. They say that people that learn languages are less likely to get Alzheimer's. And Alzheimer's, nobody survives that. Once you get Alzheimer's, it's pretty much the end for you, right? So, what do I think of Duolingo? I think after a while, if you work at it for 2 years or something like that, maybe 3 years or something like that, and you stay consistent, I think you will reach fluency. But if you add in a couple different things, like if you add in like an audio program, and you do some things like study more verbs, because you need to move around a language. I think that'll fast track you a little bit better. But I definitely recommend that you continue doing. I got it's over 500 days now, and I'm going to continue to do that. I got some other apps that I'm going to start using, or that I use, and it's gonna, and I'm hoping that that's gonna boost my productivity in there, right? So, really, my goal, I said 10 languages, right? In the beginning, right? I'm not limiting myself. I'm gonna go as many as I can remember, as many as I think I can remember, because the more you study, the more it seems that you remember. It seems like I'm not really remember, but it gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier. Even like studying a hard ass language like Hungarian or something like that. I'm not gonna say I'm fluent in that, right? But I've played with it, and I kind of understand the mechanics of the language, right? And that's what I'm big on. I'm big on the marginal gains, just iterating on what you know, because forgetting is actually part of the process of learning. Like once you study something and you learn it, right, and you forget it, right, and then you come back and you reinforce it. Now it's stronger in your brain, right? So I think Duolingo does a good job at doing that. Am I fluent in any of the languages that I studied? No, only one that I have some command of, that I have good command of. Spanish, a little French, Portuguese, pretty much, right? But no, but I definitely know that I know a whole lot more than I did before, right? So, how do I think Duolingo can improve? I do think that they should focus more on a little bit of in certain languages, right? Because certain languages it wouldn't matter, right? In parts of speech like verbs and moving around a language, and some of the phrases that they use are like they are applicable, but they should be more focused towards okay. I work in a hospital, like for instance, I don't work in a hospital, but if I work in a hospital, I'm going to use these phrases and stuff like that, right? They do it along the way, but there's a lot of, I don't want to say nonsensical phrases that they put together just to get you to use it, use the words, but yeah, some of them are not very relevant on how to say. I think they should corely focus I think you should focus a little bit more, because most people just want to be able to have a conversation, do business in a language, or talk to somebody or a significant other, or like somebody going on a date or something like that. And I think they should focus more on that. Find out exactly more of what the people are doing and get into it. But I don't really, other than that, I'm going to continue doing Duolingo, and I love it. It gamifies it. I mean, it is, I even got my little cousin doing it. She's only 10 years old, right? And it's good for building a good habit. And kudos to them. I have little criticisms, but other than that, they're doing a great job. And anybody who wants to start learning any new language is, I think Duolingo is a fabulous choice, a wonderful choice. And that's that.